Hey. Oh, okay, cool. All right, I'm live. I guess I didn't even know that. Excellent. All right. Is anybody here with me? I'll give it a minute. I'm just doing a lighting and audio check here. If you can hear me, let me know. I see somebody here. You can hear me. Great. All right. Today I'm going to be going over a few things, but more importantly, you're going to be able to ask me anything. You'll be able to ask me anything you want regarding a home service business, a cleaning business. I have pretty deep expertise in residential cleaning, but any home service business, customer acquisition, marketing, sales, retention, anything you want to know, go ahead and ask me in the chat. And I'm going to be covering how to handle complaints. I have a 3-step process for handling complaints. And typically it works to even turn a complaint into a 5-star review. I know that sounds crazy, but I will show you what I do to flip complaints into good reviews and to build trust and rapport with customers. So I will give it a minute here. Please tell me where you're logging in from in the chat, and go ahead and post your questions there as well. And then that way I'll be able to see them and I'll be able to answer anything. If you can, if my moderator could open up the chat to the participants, that would be great. And then that way I could see. All right. All right. So I will start talking about a couple of things just to give everybody time to get here. And I'll go right into my complaint, how to handle complaints. 3 steps. All right. So if you have a residential cleaning service and you get complaints, everybody does sometimes, they can be really tough to deal with. And it might even give you anxiety because you'll have to call the customer and you already know that they're upset. But the key to handling complaints is speed. And actually, the key to handling anything in your cleaning business is speed. Speed, in terms of speedy and attentive customer service and responsiveness, communication, that's what provides experience that most other cleaning businesses don't provide. And that's where you can stick out. And that's where you can actually command higher prices. If you think about it, people aren't just buying a clean home from you. They're buying peace of mind, right? And they're looking for somebody that they can trust. Sometimes you're alone in the house, things of that nature, or your cleaners are. So you're selling peace of mind. You're selling a clean home, peace of mind, trust, comfort, all these things. And cleaning, a clean environment and something that is decluttered is also directly associated with mental health, right? So they're buying all these things from you, and you have to think about it from that standpoint, because if you don't, then you won't actually be able to take advantage of those things that aren't tangible that you can justify a much higher price for. All right. And people will pay for it. Trust me, they will. Typically, you're going to look at charging 3 times, 2.5 to 3 times of what your labor cost is. So if you're paying $20 an hour, your cleaner works 3 hours, you're going to pay the cleaner $60, $20 an hour times 3. I pay $8 for gas, so that would be $68. And then if I'm paying out $68 or $70, I'm going to charge $210, 70 times 3. Okay. That's just a rule of thumb. Now, I'm going to get into this. I will be looking at the chat in a few minutes, but let me get right into how to handle complaints, because that's why you're here. All right. So there's a 3-step process, and here's what you do. And remember, at the core of every complaint has to be speed, because every second, every minute that you let that customer sit without being spoken to, they're going to boil. They're going to boil. Imagine if you paid $200, $300, $400, even $150 to get your house clean, and you had an issue or you didn't think someone did a good job, you would be livid, and you would be wondering if and when someone's going to call you back. If it's the first time doing business with you, they're going to be even more weary about these things. So speed is the key. So you're going to get back to them. Now, step 1 is going to be to de-escalate the situation. Okay. You want to de-escalate the situation. And here's how you do that. Whatever you do not call or text. I'm sorry, you don't text or email the customer. you call them. And the reason why you call them is because written communication lacks tone. And so if you say something, it might be misconstrued. They might understand it differently because it's written. But if you talk to somebody, you immediately, there's no mistaken of what's being said. Okay. So don't call, don't text, don't email, call right away. Once you reach them, here's what you're going to say. And I'm going to tell you what to say if you get the voicemail. Okay. So if you reach them on the phone, the first words out of your mouth, "This is John with Happy Home Helpers Cleaning Service. I'm calling to help." And then you pause. That's all you want to say to begin the call. That's your script. Okay. Because you're signaling to them immediately who you are, why you're calling, and that you're going to help them. So immediately they think that their defenses are going to come down because you're calling to help, right? Even if you're going to tell them that you can't fix the situation depending on what it is. Some clients are just unreasonable. I get that. But we're going to open the call that way so that their defenses come down, and then we're going to pause and we're going to mute the phone. Literally mute the phone. There can't be any verbal noise. There can't be got it, yep, I totally understand, things like that. You don't want to say that. You want to mute the phone and let them talk. Let them talk as long as possible. Let them vent. Let them get it all out. That's what you want. The more that they get it out, the less worked up they're going to be and the more calm they're going to be. That's what your goal is. Let them know you're calling to help, get them to vent and get it all out, because a lot of the time these customers, they just want to be heard. Okay. That's why they write bad reviews, because they feel like no one's listening to them and they want to be heard. All right. So that's step one. Okay. Now, before you go on to step two, I want to make something clear, and I want to show you and tell you what I do, what my best practices are. I'm going to read it to you. All right. The night before, every new client's jobs, the day before we service a new client, we send them the highlights of our terms of service. I literally pull out the most important parts, like 5 different parts of the terms of service that I want them to really understand. Okay. And I'm going to read those to you so that you have an understanding as well. And while I'm bringing up this document, I want to tell you, you should be making sure that you're being transparent about your terms of service and that you're really bringing them to the surface. You want to bring them to the surface. You want people to know what your guarantees are and if you're liable for things, if you're not. If you get all that out, you're going to mitigate a lot of complaints. I'm telling you right now. And if you have a CRM system that you're using, Jobber or Booking Koala or Made Central, any one of these, set up your automated messages via text, not email, text, to text people a link to the terms of service. And I write in all capital letters when they get that text that this is the link to the terms of service. And by accepting the quote and by having us come to their home to provide service, they are agreeing to the terms of service. I write in capital letters, this is a receipt that you're agreeing to the terms of service. Then the night before, I'm sending them this email. Here it goes. And I'll post it in the community page so everybody can have it. All right. Hi, Jane. Thank you for booking with Happy Home Helpers. We're excited to make your home sparkle. Before your appointment, please take a moment to review the key terms you agreed to when you booked. These ensure clarity for both of us and help us provide you with the best service possible. You see how we did that? This is clarity for both of us, right? It protects you and it protects them. Very important. Now we say important reminders, and these are in bold. Number 1, damage liability. While we take the utmost care in your home, Happy Home Helpers is not liable for any damage claims. I don't know if you've ever had somebody say, oh, your cleaner broke my sink or whatever happened. Get it out of the way. You're not responsible. You're not liable. A lot of times people are disingenuous and they will try to blame you for something that's already damaged on your home and get you to pay for it. Clients sometimes think that that's what our insurance is for. That's not what the insurance is for. It's for liability. It's in case anybody gets hurt, in case there's a major accident. Get it out of the way. Number 1, no damage liability. Number 2, satisfaction guarantee. There are no refunds. We do not offer refunds. If you ever are unhappy with the work, simply notify us within 48 hours and we'll gladly return to address the issues. If concerns are reported within this window of 48 hours and if they aren't, and we aren't given a fair chance to make it right, you agree to not leave a review. Now, some people question that. Maybe it's against someone's First Amendment right. I don't know, but I do it as a deterrent. And I've gotten people to take down bad reviews before, right? I'm like, you agreed. If you don't give me proper notice to rectify the situation, you're not going to leave a review, right? And whether you threaten to take them to small claims court or whatever, that's up to you. I have in the print there that the damages are $10,000. That's what I have in writing. You're free to copy that or not. I can't give legal advice, but I can tell you what I do. Okay. It works very, very well. Works very, very well. Nobody wants to contend with the $10,000 small claims fee or small claims claim, I should say, or lawsuit, even if it's frivolous. Doesn't matter. Okay. We're just trying to deter and mitigate. We're not actually going to go through with any of this stuff. All right. So number one is no liability for damage. Number two, the satisfaction guarantee. You have to let us know within 48 hours. We do not offer any refunds, but we'll come back to fix it. That's totally fair. Okay. Number three, cancellations. If you cancel after our team arrives, no refund will be issued. If you cancel while our team is en route, like on the way, it's a $68 trip fee. That's it. All right. And I explain and I justify this because I tell them, if the cleaners book out time in their schedule to come give you service, there's an opportunity cost to that time because they could have gone and made money with someone else. So I take that trip fee and I pass it on to the cleaner. I give it to them. If they arrive and I don't give any refund, I pay the cleaner for whatever the time goal was. However many hours I set on the time goal, I actually just pay the cleaner because I want the cleaners to be happy, right? We need our cleaners to make money so they trust us and they stay with us. All right, that's number three. Number four, team size. We cannot guarantee a specific number of cleaners per job. Staffing may vary depend on availability or unforeseen circumstances, but we will always send as many helpers as possible. Why do we say this? If you guys have been in the cleaning business, you know one thing, right? If you promise a certain amount of people and then somebody calls out, you're stuck. You never want to do that. Okay. If somebody asks you, you always give them a range. How many people are coming? Between 1 and 3. All right. Always a range. And then if they say, you promised me 2 people were coming or 3 people were coming, you could say, well, listen, I sent you these terms of service last night. And number 4 says, we don't guarantee any sizes. Okay. And you want to be consistent of what you tell people on the phone to what your terms of service are. So know them really well. All right. Number 5, hourly jobs. Now we have fixed pricing because fixed pricing converts better. You'll have less friction in your sales process if you give a flat rate. But with the flat rate, you might under or overprice it, right? So we do offer hourly cleaning. I call it custom hourly cleaning. All that means is you're buying a time block from me and you can have your cleaner focus on whatever you want. Chores, cleaning, organizing, decluttering, whatever it may be. If somebody orders a custom hourly cleaning, that's number 5. Custom hourly jobs are billed at $68 per hour per cleaner. So not $68 for everybody that shows up, that's per cleaner. If you'd like us to stay longer than originally scheduled, additional time is billed at the same rate, $68 per hour. That way there's no confusion. So when you go to run someone's card for an additional $200, they're not going to complain. You disclosed it the day before and you were very clear about it. All right. Moving on. Number 6, scope of work adjustments. If upon arrival we find that the home requires significantly more time than expected, we may reassess pricing. In such cases, jobs may be switched to hourly billing for fairness and transparency. Now what you've done is you've taken your top 6 things that get you in trouble or make, cause complaints or the root of complaints for misunderstanding it, and you've brought them to the surface and you've put them front and center. Once you do that, most of your complaints will go away. I promise you. And if you get a complaint, you can just ask them to open the email you sent them the night before, and that will solve the problem. If they didn't read it, that's their problem. And you would have sent it twice before on automated messages through your CRM system. All right. So that's step number 2. Now, going back to step number 2, I wanted to read that to you. Step number 2 is I sent you the terms of service 3 times before the service date, twice via text. And then I pulled out all the highlights. I brought them to surface and I sent them to you via email yesterday so that there wouldn't be any misunderstandings. We believe in transparency. We have a good reputation because of it. And I sent that to you because I didn't want there to be any misunderstandings. Now, if you're telling me you didn't read it or you didn't see it, I understand, but I still sent it to you 3 times. So now we've totally dismissed this. Anybody that says like, I want a refund, because a lot of people insist if they're unhappy, no, you shut it down immediately. There's no refunds. Okay. It says it in the terms of service, and you're saying, I sent you this 3 times so that you understood there were no refunds and you knew what the guarantee was. That usually gets people to shut up. That's what we do. Okay. And then number 3 on that situation here, you're going to send somebody out to fix the situation. If they're being completely unreasonable, you might have to risk getting a bad review because some people lash out, or potentially having them, I guess that would be the worst thing that could happen is a chargeback, right? So you could potentially get a bad review and or a chargeback. Okay, chargebacks are pretty indefensible. It just whatever the credit card company rules, they rule. I'm doing 20 to 25 houses a day, so for me to get a couple of chargebacks a month, just erroneous ones, it's just part of the game now. All right. Now I've got some questions here, and I'm going to see. Oh, thanks, John. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that. All right. Great information. Thank you, Mame. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions? I want to talk about any questions, but I want to go back real quick while I'm waiting for questions. When you come at somebody like that with pure logic, pure transparency, and you're straight with them, it typically results in like a mutual trust building exercise. And what happens is that once you go correct that job, you send someone out to fix it or redo it or whatever happened, a lot of the time that 1-star review or the no review will show up as 5 stars. It's happened to me dozens of times, and we have almost 450 reviews, but it's happened a lot for how many reviews we have. Okay. Even a dozen times is a lot to flip a disgruntled customer into a 5-star review. But if you follow that process, you will get that result. I promise you. It happens every time. All right. And in my Discord group, Mommy knows I posted a customer that had a 5-star review and then changed it to a 1-star review because she was mad about something that was really not a big deal. And I sent her a message telling her how wrong it was to attack a small business. And she responded back that she deleted it. So you got to stand your ground. You can't let your company or you be bullied. All right. Customers understand that they have leverage. And I call that review terrorism. They're review terrorists. That's what they are. They know how important reviews are to our income and to our online reputation. So they know that if they damage it, then, they can cause this harm. And some people are so evil and not nice that they want to harm and attack a small business for something little. And it's just to make themselves feel better. And that's why I called her out. I said, did that make you feel better? Because if that was really like what you wanted, you didn't get anything and I didn't get anything. If you let me come fix the problem, then you're heard and you get to win. You get to solve the problem. But if you just want to attack and you don't think about solutions, what's the point? It's just childish behavior. There's no point. You might as well get something out of it. Okay. But you can never offer monetary compensation to remove a review. It's against the guidelines. Right. Simone Johnson. Hi. Did you find that it was necessary for the client to sign the service agreement? That's a really good question, Simone. Very good question. Now I'll tell you this. Anytime you ask people to sign things, the more questions you ask them, you cause more friction in the sales process. What I used to do was anything above $500, I would send a DocuSign. That's what I would do. And I would just make it seem like it was just a normal part of the process. If you create this like uncertainty and you're like, hey, would you mind signing this thing? People are going to be like, what the hell's going on? If you just say, hey, I'm sending you this, terms of service agreement, and before we get to your house, you have to have it signed. It's a DocuSign. I'll send you an email. And you're real casual about it. Everybody just signs it. Nobody says anything. All right. So you can do that. And maybe for high dollar amounts, it's worth it. The only reason why I say that is because DocuSign can get expensive. For every contract that you send to be signed, you have to pay a fee. If it was free, I would send it every single time, no matter what, because it's a good idea. All right. Used to do that. I pulled away any big jobs like post-construction jobs, or hoarder house jobs that are $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000. Yes, they sign a DocuSign. Absolutely. Because if I have to go collect something, I want the signature. Great question, Simone. Fantastic question. Anybody else? You've got my undivided attention. John, thanks so much for the support. Really appreciate you. Simone, you got anything else? John, you got anything else? Mame, anything? It's the time now to ask. We started early, so I have a few extra minutes. We've been on for about 20 minutes now, and hopefully I'm just getting right to it. I'm giving you guys the gold because that's why I came on tonight. I'm going to come on every week at this same time, same channel. I'll be here, and I'll be giving you as much information as I can to help you succeed. I was lucky enough to build a 7-figure annual business in under 2 years. And if I just keep sharing this information with you guys, I'm hoping that you guys will too. Oh, thanks, John. I see you're taking it all in. I appreciate that. But you can actually build wealth with a home cleaning business. You can. I'm proof of it. And part of the key to doing that is retention. So next week, I will be talking about retention, specifically how I take somebody from a deep clean or a standard clean and then get them into a recurring clean agreement, or get them to buy 6 cleans and get the 7th one free, something like that. All right. I'll definitely put this on my calendar. Thank you, John. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please bring your questions so I can get them answered. I would love to be able to help you guys and drop any knowledge that I can. That's why I'm here. And I want to make this as valuable as possible. I'll talk about a couple more things while I'm here and we're on reviews and complaints. So the best time to ask somebody for a review is right after they're clean. What my VAs do is they reach out via text. Calling is no good. People don't like to be called randomly. And email isn't good because people are sort of over a cluttered inbox these days. What you want to do is you want to send a text, and you want to just make it a simple yes or no question. Don't make it open-ended. How did you feel about our clean today? Were you happy? What you want to do is, were you happy with the clean? Yes or no, right? Yes or no questions. And then if they say yes, immediately follow it up by sending a link to your Google Business profile so they can write a review. You were happy? Great. And then we mentioned 2 things on our ask. Number 1, we tell them that the cleaners get credit, that they get a shout out, and they get a bonus. All right? That's what we tell them. We tell them that we reward the cleaners for good reviews, and we give shout outs in the whole company, and we give them credit. Okay, we call it out and give them credit. A lot of people love that. All right, good. Yeah, you want to learn about the recurring clients? Absolutely. I'll talk a lot about that. In fact, I'm going to give you a whole one-on-one with Alex about it tomorrow. So for anybody who's on that doesn't know the other people, Mame is in my private coaching group and on my Discord channel. If anybody wants to join, just shoot me a DM either here or shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm be able to reach people there. I'm on it quite a bit, trying to answer everybody and help as much as I can for free. That's what I like to do. And of course, if you haven't watched my YouTube videos yet, you might want to go through the library, because chances are if you have a question, it's probably the same question most other people have. And I've probably made a video about it. And if I haven't, tell me and I'll make a video about it for you. Because if you're wondering it, I'm sure other people are as well. And I want to make sure I can get to everybody's questions. And I guarantee you that if you are, I'll tell you a story. I was watching an award show. This is probably 10 years ago, maybe longer. And Will Smith won an award for something, and he came up and he was accepting the award. And he said, the key to life is running and reading. And he said that he thought that because if you're able to run long distance, like if you could do a marathon, like the running for a long time or a long distance or both, it's so hard on your body and it's so hard mentally that if you could sustain that and you could do it consistently, then you have this like mental toughness that can get you through so many problems in life. And he also said reading, because if you think you have a problem in the 250 years this country's been around and someone else hasn't written a book on how to solve it already, then, you're out of your mind. So if you think you have a problem or you do have a problem, somebody has the answer somewhere. You just got to read. You just got to go seek a mentor. something like that. So running and reading, those are the two keys to life. Simone, you mentioned Airbnb a lot. I did. I've heard that they are hard to manage, requires laundry, etc. That's correct. What makes them great, and which type of rentals are good to target? Which type of rentals are good to target? More good questions from Simone. Okay, let's break it down. With the laundry, there's two ways to handle laundry. If it's a smaller Airbnb, you're just going to want to send one person. When they get there, the first thing that they're going to do is throw the towels in the wash, because towels can take a long time to dry. All the towels in the wash. Before you put the towels in the wash, you have to examine them. You got to hold them up and examine them. If there are any stains, and typically the culprit is either blood, I know it's gross, or makeup removal. If there's makeup or blood, it typically does not come out in the wash. Always recommend to your Airbnb clients to have white towels so you can bleach them, but you'll have to examine them. If you find a stain that you don't think will come off, discard it. Take a picture, report it to the client, tell them that they need to replace whatever size, if it's a hand towel or a full body towel, and then get rid of it, throw it away. Nobody wants a stained towel. A stained towel is the fastest way to get a complaint from an Airbnb guest. Think about it. If you went to an Airbnb and the towels were stained, you'd be pretty pissed. It looked like nobody cleaned them, right? So first things first, put the towels in the wash. That's going to save you a lot of time right away. Make sure that you set the wash cycle to quick wash, not a full wash. If the washing machine, most of them do have a quick cycle, put it on a quick cycle. Okay, get it done. Get that stuff in the dryer. Set your alarm on your phone, because while you're cleaning, you might forget. If you forget that those towels are in the washer for 20, 30 minutes, that's 20 or 30 minutes. You're going to have to wait longer for that dryer to get done. Get it done immediately. Set timers, reminders. Get that done. Now, then you're going to throw in the sheets, because it takes a minute to make the beds, especially when you're alone. All right? And when you're at Airbnbs, you have to stage. You have to make the beds look nice. It's presentation. And typically what an Airbnb host will do, if they're smart, they will give you what's called a lookbook. It will be pictures of their listing, because when a guest walks in, they want the way that the place looks to match the pictures that they see in the listing. If they don't, guests become upset. They start to wonder what else is off, what's not real. Were they conning me here? Why am I paying so much if it didn't look like the pictures? That's the last thing you want. All right. So that's what you're going to do. Now, the best types of Airbnbs to target, well, they're all of them. All of them are great, except the really big ones, like 5, 6, 7,000 square feet, like the big ones where they have like 10 rooms and a dozen beds. Oh, those are a nightmare, unless you have a very big team. If you have a very, very big team, like I have a 50, 60 cleaners, no problem for me. But when I first started, they would crush my team. It would take the whole team, and at the end of the day, if you take too much time, you don't make as much money. But the nice thing about Airbnb is you can charge more. It's not somebody paying for cleaning out of their disposable income. It's not somebody who gets their house cleaned because they don't want to do it themselves. It's a business expense. And the guest pays the Airbnb cleaning fee. So whatever you charge your customer, they're going to pass it through the guest. So you're good. You could charge a little bit more, and they actually take a lot less time to clean, because there's no clutter. Nobody lives there. So Airbnbs are great money, and they're a lot more consistent. It's a much higher frequency of jobs. Think about it. My best clients, maybe I clean their homes once a week, twice a week, once a month. Airbnbs, we're cleaning them every 2 or 3 days. All right. Great question. Simone, you really came ready to go. So I wouldn't specifically target anything but short-term rentals and Airbnbs. But if you get a really large one, you might want to pass. Might not be worth it. Give you a big headache. And especially if it's same day check-in. If you don't have a big team and that place needs to be ready by 4 or 5 for 10 people coming for a bachelorette party or something, you're going to have a headache. You're going to find yourself there doing laundry. Not going to be fun. The other thing that we do with big properties, I'll send 2 people. One, I'll send to the laundromat, and I'll bill the client for the laundromat fees. You're welcome, Simone. Great question. I'll bill them for the laundromat fees. I'll have one person go to the laundromat, do 3 or 4 loads at a time, bring them back, ready to go. All right? Airbnbs are the gold mine behind my business. If I didn't have Airbnbs, I don't think that my business would be as nearly as good. It definitely, it changed the game a lot for me. It really did. Changed the game a lot. All right. See if I can make the temperature with this lighting a little bit. There we go. I don't look so stark white. Anyway, any other questions? I really like that question a lot. If you want to get into Airbnbs, I have a new Airbnb training program dropping soon. You can get on a wait list if you DM me. I promise you it will not disappoint. Okay. You could tell by the 4 minutes I just talked about it. That's just a tiny little bit of what you need to know about Airbnbs. I could teach you so many things about Airbnbs. You will make so much money. It's definitely worth it. Okay. Worth the investment. Let's see here. We've got about 5-10 more minutes. I see we're up to 6 people. Thank you for joining me. Please don't be shy. If you have a question, it's time to ask it now. This is all free, and I'm very, very happy and appreciative that you guys are joining me. It's very nice to have an audience, and I hope that other people get to see the replay so everybody can take advantage. All right. Other things to talk about. Maybe I'll post that message that client, that not so nice client left. I'll post it on the community channel here so everybody can see. And maybe something that happened today. I can show you my screen. What I'll do is, it was a pretty good day. And let me share screen here. If you guys can see my screen, let me know. And what I'll do is, I'm going to give you an inside look here. I'm going to give you an inside look, and I'm going to show you my reports. I'm going to show you my reports right now. I'm going to show you what happened today. This is all the business we did today. And I want to go to, I want to go to reports. This is in my CRM system. This is in Jobber. I want to go to transactions. Okay, I'm going to go to transactions. It's loading. We have a lot of them, so it takes a long time to load. I'm going to go to a custom date range, and I'm going to go to today, Thursday the 6th. Thursday the 6th, I'm going to filter. And today we've got 23 transactions for a total of $7,108. This is just today. So I always bring receipts. You guys know, if you follow me and you watch my videos, I bring receipts. I'm not somebody who says, oh, I had a cleaning business 5 years ago and I sold it and I'm here to teach you some stuff. I'm in the trenches every day. Every day. I work from home. I don't go to job sites unless I'm getting content. And I do it while I'm traveling with my wife sometimes. But this is real. We took in $7,000 today, and I'm operating on about a 25 to 30% margin. So if you do the math, what's a quarter of 7,000? Well, it's like $1,600, $1,700. That's how much profit I made just today. All right. And not to mention, I ripped them up. These are just credit card transactions. I had several checks today, and I had 4 or 5 Zelle payments. So, I probably made $2,500 in profit today. And this is all real. This is in real time. This is a custom report I just filtered in front of you. There's no bullshit here. Straight to the point. If you want to know how to make money in this game, give me a follow. Watch my lives. Ask questions. Participate. This is how you learn, and this is how you earn. I actually, I had the pleasure of oh no, did everybody see that? I guess not. Oh no, you couldn't see my screen? Here. Now you can see my screen. Holy cow. Sorry about that, guys. Apologies. I can't figure out how to do it. Now I think you can. Can you tell me now if you can see it? Can you see my screen? Somebody let me know. I thought I was showing you my screen the whole time, and I was talking all that game. I wasn't even showing you my screen. Who can see my screen? Yes. Okay, great. Here we go. I'm going to do it again. Thank you. I'm going to go to the reports. I'm going to go to transactions. I'm just going to do what I did. Last 30 days is default. I'm going to go to a custom range. I'm going to select November 6th to November 6th. I'm going to filter it. And I'm going to show you the results. $7,108, 23 total transactions today. These are the customers, and these are the dollar amounts that come in. Okay, right here. These are the dollar amounts. All these here, they added up to 7,108. See if we had any monster big ones today. I see 736, 650, 504, 400, 588. I mean, those are good cleans. Those are probably move out cleans or post construction cleans. And then you see we have some, my minimum charge is 168. So this one here for 150, it's probably an add-on. Somebody probably paid for more time. All right. So I'm showing you the goods. This is everything. I'll go to my homepage here in my CRM system. And sorry for that. I thought you guys could see everything when I was showing it to you earlier. I'm just getting familiar with live. So I thought you could see everything. You can see here upcoming. It looks like I've got about already in the system. This is jobs that are already in. So this is not any new business that's not coming in. We already have $30,500. And so far for the month of November, only in credit cards, we've done about $27,000. All right. A lot of people pay with Zelle. I try to encourage Zelle. There's no processing fees. So I give people a little bit of sometimes a discount and other things because they can't do a chargeback either. All right. Great. You can see it. Thank you. So now I'm gonna go off of the screen share. All right, I'm back. Sorry for talking over the screen share. I didn't know. Now I know. Now I won't do that. So anyway, any questions on that? Any questions on how I got so many transactions in one day and so much revenue? I'll give you a tip. I charge people 1 to 2 days in advance. I conditioned my customers to pay 1 or 2 days in advance before their service date so I could have better cash flow. And new customers, when we tell them, my team, when people say, do we pay now or when do we pay? We're like, oh no, you pay now when you book. If someone says, I don't have the money, then we say, when will you have the money? If they say by Wednesday, well, we set a reminder and we charge them on Wednesday. But for recurring clients, existing clients, I charge them 2 days before. So today I ran all the cleans for Saturday. All the cleans for Saturday. And tomorrow I'm going to run them all for Sunday. All right. So that's how you really, really, really bump up your cash flow. I see we're up to 8 people. Thank you for joining me. Please ask any questions. How do we vet cleaners? Okay, good question, John. Thank you for participating. How do we vet cleaners once they're hired and they don't steal your clients from you? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, got it. Yep, I got it. Okay. Number one, if you don't want your cleaners to steal from you, here's what you do. You have them sign a contract. And in that contract, you tell them it's a $10,000 penalty in small claims. It's a $10,000 award if they steal any clients and you find out. And then guess what I do? I have the clients sign the same thing. Or I put it in my terms of service. So I tell the clients too what the consequences are if they try to make side deals with the cleaners. Okay. So now you've put out something that totally mitigates that. And on top of that, in the contract, I say I can withhold your paycheck for any reason I want. I've never had to do it, but I put it there as a deterrent. So I tell people, if you do that to me and I find out, and I always find out because people have tried that, and I owe someone $1,500, I don't pay them. I just keep it. I don't really care, to be honest, because if you try to fuck me, then you get what you get. But if you don't and you're loyal to me, I have your back. And I've loaned cleaners money a number of times. I've given them cash advances. I have a very good relationship with my cleaners. Very good. I always say everybody needs a Heidi. Why do I say that? Because there's a girl named Heidi, and she's been with me for 4 years, and she's been off and on. But I'll tell you what, whenever I get a last minute same day request and I don't have anybody and I call Heidi, Heidi goes. She is on it. Everybody needs a Heidi. If you have a good relationship with your cleaners and you have their back, they will have your back. But make it clear when you onboard them, if you fuck me, you're going to get fucked right back. But if you're cool with me and you have my back, I'm going to have your back till the end. And I want my cleaners to make money. If they're not making money, I don't have a business. So I'm not trying to take any money from anybody, but I will let them know. All right. So you got to stand your ground. You have to be tough right from the get. If you have that level of respect, you command that level of respect, nobody's going to steal from you. Okay. You're going to have once every now and then, but I tell you what, nobody's ever a threat. They're not a threat. They don't understand what it's like to run a business. Anybody that's ever taken clients and then they have to manage them and they have to call them when they're late, so they don't know how to do any of that stuff. They don't have any customer service backbone or business acumen. It's just if they end up taking a client or two, all right, that's fine. I just turn up my marketing. I get more clients. All right. Great question. Thanks, John. I see. All right. You got to be direct. You got to be nice, but you got to be direct. All right. Sorry if I curse a little bit, but I get passionate about this stuff. All right. I want people to know and feel me when I'm coming at them. All right. It's not an attack. It's a mutual understanding. All right. That's how I treat it. And I tell all the cleaners and all the admin people and management people, you do not work for me. We all work at the company. I don't want a boss. I don't think anybody likes having a boss. And I don't want to be anybody's boss. But I do control the paychecks and I do control who gets the jobs. So if you don't want to wear the uniform, that's fine. You're a contractor. You can choose not to, but I can choose not to assign you jobs anymore. So you pick. You do what you want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do. You wear the uniform, you complete the checklist, you do everything the way I ask it to be done. I'm going to send you a bunch of jobs. We're both happy. You want to do your own thing? Go get your own clients. Who's next? I need to learn to be a good manager. Sometimes too much of a friend. I hear you, Simone. You do seem like you do seem like a very nice person, and I mean that in a good way, not a bad way. You know, you can be nice, Simone, and still command respect. It took me a little while to learn that. I was a little soft, to be honest, in the beginning, but because if you are, then people, they take advantage of you, and let's face it, when we're dealing with the type of people that normally take cleaning jobs, a lot of them are stable and a lot of them aren't. And when I say stable, I mean like they're paycheck to paycheck. Maybe their living situations aren't so sturdy and dependent. And when you have people like that, you're going to have people that are desperate. And when people are desperate, they do desperate things. And I understand that. So I'm going to be very nice about it, but I'm going to command respect from the first second that they hear my voice and that they see me. And that's not going to change, but I'm never going to stop being super nice. All right. So there's a fine line. You could be very nice, or I always say you could be a boss without being bossy. Right? You can be a boss without being bossy. Fair enough. All right. We're up to 8 people. Who else would like to ask a question? This is a very good session. I'm on for another few minutes. You got my attention, full undivided attention here. I'm happy to answer any questions. Ask me any marketing, sales, customer service. But I'll tell you what, the key to everything is speed. You want to make decisions quickly. You want to hire quickly. You want to fire quickly. And if you use contractors, you don't have to fire anybody. You just stop contracting them. You don't have to have any tough conversations with them. All you have to do is not send them any jobs anymore. Pretty simple. I love contractors. When I first started, I only had W-2 employees. Then I started to feel the effects of payroll tax. I didn't like that. So I started to figure out how to get contractors to comply, how to get them to fall in line, how to pull the strings and push the buttons. And I've done that. And now everybody, I think everybody likes me. I think. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe I'll have some guests on. Anybody else? Any questions? I see there's a private chat. Does anyone want to join the stage? Does anyone want to come up on stage and like sort of be in the panel here? Does anybody want to join me and have a discussion about anything for a few minutes? You're welcome, John. You want to come up? You're welcome to. My biggest supporter, John. I love John. No, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about somebody who's always showing up to the lives, always commenting on and asking questions in my videos. A very astute person that's soaking up all the knowledge. All right. So I'll go ahead and start wrapping things up. And Simone, last thing I want to tell you, try not to be friends with the cleaners. You could be really nice and you could be really cool, but don't be friends. All right. Unless they're your friend before they started, I get it. But try not to do extracurricular activities with the cleaners unless you're taking the team out for like a fun night or something, which is cool. but try not to get too close to anybody, because at the end of the day, this is how they eat. And if anybody's, not eating or not eating enough, they will turn their back on you. All right. You're welcome. All right. I'm wrapping it up. Thank you, everyone. I had a great time, and I'm very, very happy to be joining you. We'll be back next week, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and it'll be the same format. Bring your questions. If anybody wants to come on stage and have a chat about something, I welcome it. I want to see everybody's face at some point and talk to everybody. I love it. I love the engagement, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much. Have a good night.